Hello, good evening, thank you. Alright, it's quite enough. Oh, alright. Let you guys simmer down a little bit before we begin. As everybody knows, we are called the Transatlantic English Channel Welsh Blues Extravaganza, or thereabouts, something like that. What was that? Somebody farted. All that, what's that, electronic little drums you got there? Well, we're going to do a little number that I like to, uh-oh, what's that? It's like a submarine coming at me. Oh, alright. Sorry, I got a little nervous there. I was in the war, you know. And we were in the Navy together. And one time this little submarine that like the Germans or whatever, they came after us. Or was it the Russians? I don't quite remember. It's a long time ago. And they don't, you know, they don't really tell you all the politics. They just say go out there, you know, fight. So I don't know who's coming at us, but it was a little boat. It goes under the water. And it scared me a little. What's this? Alright, well I think we're going to begin a little tune. And we got little synthesizers here that he's playing. This is Willie McGilly Fingers on the keys. And he's a little scary man that, you know, we only let him out once in a while to play. And on the drums we have Frederick von Schulenberg or something like that. And he's from Deutschland. And I think he's gay. He likes the, you know, the poop in the mouth. And this song is called, what is it? Ship's Monkey. It's sort of a, you know, narrative on the farm animal lifestyle through the eyes of a space alien. A little different perspective than you're used to, but you know, it's good. You just have to have a little, you know, open mind about it to appreciate it. See this part right here? This is, you know, like a spaceship landing on the farm. So you have to like envision it. You know, I'm really taking the imagination out of it, really, by narrating over it. But some of you may not really appreciate it unless I explain it. So this part is like the, you know, the spaceship's coming down to Earth on a little farm in the English countryside, and then it will land. In a minute. It sounds like they're having a little bit of engine problems. It's a good thing we have a German here, we can have him look at that. Or they're going to have to call customer service, see if there's a warranty on that little engine part that's malfunctioning. But I mean, these are aliens, so I mean, I think they know what they're doing if they're flying these things. Alright, so they're landing now. And this one is, you know, the door's opening, and he's going to step out, and then he looks at the little sheep and the little weasel or whatever, and he says, hello weasel, hello pig, hello, what's some other animals they have there, like cows or whatever, horses, and they're like, what's this thing, is this the people of this planet, is this what they are? These little things, they build these little houses for them, sort of like fences and whatever. And then they're like, well, these things aren't very intelligent, are they? I mean, they're eating their own poop, they are. So it's, I can't see that these have built these little fences for them, and they look almost like prisoners. So they're like, maybe these creatures have, no, but maybe they're like prisoners or something. They've done something really bad and now they're in jail. Because on their home planet they have something similar, and it's called the Gulag or whatever they have there. And so that's what they assume. Secondly, They firstly thought they were the dominant race of this planet, but then they easily figured out that it was not so. And then they go a little down toward the stable where the horses are kept, and they see a black man there. And they say, hello, are you the dominant race? And he says, well, I'll take care of the horses, I clean up the shit and all that. So they say, well, this cannot be either. This can't be the dominant species here, this little black man. And he looks like, there's something quite wrong with him, the way he's talking to me and everything. He seems really quite stupid. So this can't be either. So then they move on up to the house, the farmhouse there. And then they say hello, they ring the doorbell, and the man answers and he says, good day, top of the morning or whatever. And then the little alien's like, are you the guys in charge around here? And they say, yeah, we are, we own this land, we've had for generations and all that. And then they say, well, I guess this is it, this is quite it. Do you have any flying ships that you can leave the planet and, go around to, whatever, the moon or whatever? They say, no, we got this little tractor there. And then they say, well, I guess all you guys are quite stupid, really. You're penning up all these little animals to shit all over your land. And you don't even have any bloody spaceships. So what's the point in all this, really? And then they go in their little ship and they leave. And that's what that song meant. If you didn't get it just by the sounds, then, well, I explained it quite plain for you, so... Right. Now we're going to move on to the next one, and this is a little going back in time to the early 12th century, where all they had was drums or whatever. Well, that's not even accurate, is it? Well, whatever, let's go back to a time when only, the brown-skinned people were here. They were really making quite a mess of things. Well, this is just really old drums, isn't it? As you can see, back in those days, in Africa or wherever, its music was really quite dull. It's really bland. There's not much to it. Just, I guess I could envision a couple of darkies running around in feathers or whatever and getting all muddy and probably pissing on themselves, dancing and what have you. That sounded like an oil drum rolling down the stairs, it did. Alright, that song was quite awful, really. So let's move on to something better. The next song I'm just going to tentatively name right now. It's called The Aftermath of what was it, Willy Wonka or something. What? Aftermath, Peter Venkman is sliming in the aftermath of all that. So, what? It's really not, the sliming itself, but the emotional impact it had on him for the rest of his days. And, by standards, he should still be alive at this time, so we can peer into his mind, see what he's thinking nowadays, and the effects of the sliming. So this is the music interpretation of Peter Venkman's mind, Dr. Peter Venkman, years later after being slimed, and with the nightmares he has, his post-traumatic stress disorder that he's developed over the experience. Got It's not really that bad, is it? Being slimed, really. I mean, get a little gooey, it's not like it hurt. I'm sure it was a little frightening at first, this kind of amorphous blob flying towards you, and then all of a sudden you're sticky. I guess it's quite the same as feeling like it's quite the same as like he was being raped by an amorphous blob. A flying amorphous blob. Alright, we're gonna go a little scientific here. Well, I guess we'll wait until Freddy Fingers over there, whatever I said his name was. What do I remember? Oh, we got bells. Bells, 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 bells. This reminds me of when I was a little boy in Oxford, in school, and the headmaster would come up to me and he'd be like, "Little boy, yes, press your ears. We're gonna have to have you a little flogging." And then he would beat me with his little ruler, and then it would hurt. But you know, I learned my lesson. My mum had to take me for a haircut after that. And the little bells always remind me of that little beating I took there. And then we had one day, about midway through the school year, a new boy came in, and we were like, "Hey, Stig, come here." And then we would pull his pants down and shove little things in his bum. Just as, you know, for fun. He didn't like it really, but that's how we brought him into our little group. Shove things in his bum. And then there was another boy who liked to put things in his own bum. And one day we were at the playground, and we were in the schoolyard, and we were playing, and all of a sudden we hear him on the other side, and he was like, "Oi! I got me fingers stuck in me bum. Oi! I got me fingers stuck in me bum." Something like that. Alright. Now we're going to end things tonight with a little church number. Reminds me of when, you know, would have to go to school. And it was like a church school, whatever they call that. And the headmaster was like, "Alright, Jesus this and God, all that." And we were like, "Whatever. I just want to get home and masturbate," or whatever little boys do. And one time in church, we were sitting there on the little benches they've got there. And we're kneeling down looking at the or what you call it, emaciated Jew hanging on the cross. And we're supposed to do whatever, praying or whatever, eating cardboard. And then I farted. It was quite loud. It disrupted the whole procession. And the priest comes over and he's like, "Little boy, what are you farting for in my church?" So I was excommunicated, I was. Never allowed back in there again, which was alright by me because, well, it was quite boring really to learn about some Jew hanging from a piece of wood. We'd have to sing like that too. We'd have to sing like, Jesus Christ, you know, and all that. Alright, with cheerio.